it's me again, Margaret from M.E.s Orchids, and I've got a little table of assortments today, and I'm in the grow room, and I just thought I'd bring you back because there's two here. This mini Phalaenopsis that was bought from the supermarket, and potted up in semi-hydro on the 10th of December. And let's lift one out. Can you see the roots? Let's take you round. Just bear with me a minute. Can you see? Now, those roots have been pale like that for a few days. And you might think, oh, that's too long. You know, you've been waiting. This is 26 days and you've given them no water. Well, let me explain why. Right, so when I bought these Phalaenopsis, they were in that little tight plug. In fact, there's the little pot, and they were that tiny that I was able to, that's the inner pot, and that was the outer pot, and I was able to pot these little Phalaenopsis up in that plastic pot. And when I unplugged them from the sphagnum moss, it had got quite a good root system, which you can see now. And then I introduced it into semi-hydro, and we've had, well, we've just got one little one that's dying back there, a little bud blast. We've had one or two flowers that have aged, but overall they've done fine. And so why haven't I watered? Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's no active roots. There's no active roots at all there. So they don't need watering. Let's just have a look at the leaves. Are they showing, just starting to show a little bit of dehydration? Just. There's no yellowing of the leaves though, look. And the blooms are still blooming. That one. And in fact we've still got buds, there we go, you see. We've still got buds to open. So if I'd have carried on watering, I've got another one, little one there, it probably will blast that. If I'd have carried on watering, this Phalaenopsis would not have survived, because the roots wouldn't have, they're not growing, they're not in any active state at all. And really I'm reluctant to even water now, because and I've got the two holes for the semi-hydro, excuse my nails, the two holes there, and I will probably try and just go to that first level. So let's just introduce a little bit. Now this water here, I have fertilised water in my big sprayer. I have another little sprayer down here which has got just rainwater, and this has also got just rainwater. And I'm not going to fertilise this. I don't think there's any need to fertilise it, even though I've got these beautiful little blooms. They don't need to be fertilised. So let's just see if I can introduce some water now. Oops, I've just gone a little bit too high. You see? So let's lift that up now. And I'll do the other one. And before I finish on camera, we'll go back and see whether or not this water down here and the leca, and there's grow stones and there looks to be lava rock in there. I mean, you know, straight away, as I've caught the roots on the top, they've greened up. So that's that one. And let's take this one. This is the other one. So, excuse me, because if I'm not careful. Oh, we could have an accident. So there's the other one. Now I think, what did I pay for these? Did I pay £5 each? I think so. But I've certainly had my money's worth. You know, I mean, I've had one or two little buds that have blasted, but I've certainly had my money's worth, and I can't complain. See, the bottom leaves, just showing little signs of a bit of dehydration. Right, if I can move that over there, and just bring this vase back here. There we go. Let's have a look at this one. There's the roots. And again, let's have a look here. See, there's still a little, look at that. There is still some moisture, even though there's no reservoir of water at all. And but just because there's a little bit of dehydration, I'm going to introduce a little drop of water. So here we go again. There we go. Can you see? And again, we'll pull this over here. I've not taken the water level up to the holes. I've gone slightly below it. And let's look at the next one. Okay. Sorry about the manoeuvring, because in fact I can lift one up and put it back over here. See, that's where they go, just on this top shelf. And I'll do that one with that one, and then we can have a look in a minute, and then that frees me up here. Okay, now this one here is Vanda Baby Angel, and it's Vanda falcata by Vanda Lucinari. Okay, and what do we see here? I can't remember without my notes. My notes are downstairs, unfortunately. I can't remember whether sorry, when I put this in semi-hydro, but you can still see there's humidity down there, can't you? But there isn't any level of water, and I don't think I've got one hole, so it doesn't look as though I've added any of that wicking material, but it's still growing. Look, can you see? It's still growing, and I can't remember the last time this was watered. I have absolutely no idea, but I'm going to put some in now, no fertiliser, and that's taking that level up now. So I'll look at some of the others now off camera, but that was just behind me and I just saw it straight away. Now I'm going to show you this one now, and this stays in our bedroom, and this is Vanda falcata Shuteno, as I normally say, Shuteno. Look at that, absolutely bone dry. You see? And so this sits in the south-facing bedroom, and it does get a trickle of water, maybe once in every 3 weeks. And you see, new leaf coming, and it's doing no harm. And that window, we always have that window open. And you see the roots just down there. So it's coming to no harm whatsoever, because in the wild this would be outside. It would be snowed on. So it doesn't need the the extra water, and it's certainly coming to no harm, sat on our south-facing windowsill, even though at night, if it's very, very cold, the temperatures drop and it's coming to no harm. This is another one. This is Dendrobium thriciflorum, that's right. Originally got this September 16, and it has bloomed for me twice. And again, this sits on the bedroom windowsill, and I had a bit of mottling on that leaf last year, but up to now, see, that's where a bud, where a new flower inflorescence may come from, or it could come from just round here, and you can see how dry that is. Ooh. And again, this only gets a trickle of water. There's a nice big root there, you see. So I just thought I'd bring those two in just to show you. And now, this is the Masdevallia coriacea, or coriacea. And this is the one, well, I've got two, haven't I? This one, if I just bring this one over here. And these are the two that had got no roots at all. So what I did yesterday is I brought this sphagnum moss nearer to the roots. Well, there's no roots, but nearer to inside here. Sorry about that. And see? The moss is fine. I've still got some water down there. And what I do with this, well, with all of these, I've got a sprayer here, and I just spritz. Can you see? I hardly touch the sphagnum moss. I'm just keeping it hydrated, and hopefully with the little bit of water that's inside here, see, that keeps the bottom of the moss hydrated, and with a little spray here, it's just keeping the moss hydrated here. Because what I can't do is I can't afford to have these roots once they start to emerge, and we might be lucky, one of those little roots there, and you just see in there, there might be a little bit of movement in one of those roots. Still got a crinkly leaf there. Right, so that's the two Masdevallias coriacea, and this one, this is the one that gave me encouragement to pot the Masdevallias in sphagnum moss, and this is Masdevallia Pyxis, and this one is in the moss from the garden. Oh, I've got a new little growth there, can you see? A new growth. Now, this one has started to yellow a few leaves. Let me see. And I've had 4 leaf drops up to now. And I was a little bit panicked. I thought, oh my goodness, why is this dropping me leaves? There's another one, you see. Now, is it dropping the leaves because it's too moist, or is it dropping the leaves because I'm not keeping it moist enough? And that sphagnum moss there does feel quite dry. So what I do with this one is I spray the nozzle down. And bearing in mind, this is only plain rainwater. And I'll turn it round. There's a root there, can you see that root there? I mean, I couldn't keep these upstairs here. It's far too warm. But you see there again, you see. Now to me, that's why I was panicking, because why is this why is this leaf yellowing? See, not all of them are, but some of them are. So it is trial and error. You know, I could be overwatering it, or I could be underwatering it. I have no idea. But we're into January now. Thank goodness we're into January. That means our days, believe it or not, will lengthen by a quarter of an hour a week. And psychologically, there's that new growth you see just there. Psychologically, we feel better. And I feel better about the orchids. Because it's the winter months that we have to get them through the winter months. I'll just move this one out of the way. I mean, I've been lucky enough that most of my orchids, especially these in the grow room, have actually been continually growing. And but some of them haven't fared as well as they should do. Now, this is a Dendrobium formosum, Myanmar. And this one, I've got it sat in water here. It's sat in pure moss on a bed of lava rock and grow stones with this wicking method here. And that goes down into there. And again, you see, sorry about that. Again, all I can do is just gently, not overly, but just gently spritz a little bit of water on this moss, just to keep it alive. And I'll have to just keep my fingers crossed with that one. And if I move that one down here now, will you just bear with me a minute, and bring you this big one up. This one was mounted, and this one's Dendrobium Li Chang Yi Miriam, and it's secundum by Masdevallias. Now, these two parents, from what I was reading, require different winter. Well, they contradict each other as far as the winter requirements are concerned. So, I've got this new little growth here. Okay. And I don't get any water on that. And this one's, if I show you. Again, this one's in an upside down pot. Can you see the pot? And it's got lava rock grow stones, and it's just planted in sphagnum moss. There's a water reservoir down there. If I just bring it up here, gently does it. That's where that new growth is there. And this is where the moss is. So, and it's still alive, that moss. So again with this one, you see, I just kind of give it a little bit of a spritz. I don't spritz near this new growth because any water on that and it's a goner. So that's all I can do with this one, and it sits here on the shelf, and we'll just have to see. And the reason I pulled it, I explained, didn't I? The reason I pulled it off the mount was because it got this new growth, but it hadn't, when I lifted it off the mount, it hadn't put any roots down at all. And when did I get this? April 19. So that was my decision to actually put it in this live sphagnum moss. And let's just move these out of the way, and hopefully I won't break my neck. And this one here now, let's just move those over there. Like I say, I'm in the grow room, and space is limited, especially when I bring a chair in and sit down. So this is the Dendrobium, the M.E.s cymbidium, and it was purchased on the 24th of October, and I called this one Blushing Bride. And this growth started with a little bit of rot, and I've had to cut the offending rot out, but it seems to have stopped now. So that's one new growth, and then it's produced this new pseudobulb here, this new pseudobulb there. This is a new growth. Woo! This is a new growth here, and that's had no issues at all. And if we take you around here, this is the one where I've got another new pseudobulb right down there. But so far that's not done anything. And that's this pseudobulb is the one that was a little bit soft. But you can see now is that it's quite dry. This sits down in the living room. Now I don't think I've watered this, well, at least over the Christmas period, so I don't think this has been watered at least for a fortnight. And what I do with this one, I just pour some water through it, some rainwater. It's in a little container down there. I will add some more in a minute off camera, and then this will go back downstairs again. So I don't water, I don't overwater in the winter. I don't overwater in the winter because otherwise things would just completely rot on me. And it is a fine line for us in England, because let me just stand up, what is our temperature? See, it's 56% humidity and it's 23.2 in the grow room. And so I won't introduce any more humidity, and the temperature will start to drop shortly. Now let's just bring you back and lift this one. This is the Phalaenopsis that I've just put some water in. If you remember that one, let's just have a look what's happened. Oh yes, can you see already? Even now, I don't know whether it's the water going down that's greened the roots, or whether it's the water being absorbed up through these lacquer. And I'm going to mark the calendar for today's date, and I'm going to see again how long this water level lasts. And let's just turn round if I can while I've got you on camera. I've not got long left, but let's just show you. That's that little Phalaenopsis there, the one in the little square basket. I've no idea what it is, but that's doing fine. And there's the other little Phalaenopsis here. That's where that's sitting. Oh, and of course that's one that we've got the inflorescence. Usually tilt that way. And there's the other one with that inflorescence there. And gently as I manoeuvre around, because of the tight space, and we're here at the window now. This big Cattleya, well, it's Laelia purpurata, that had some water introduced yesterday, and can you see that nice big humongous root there? And likewise, I'll gently take you back again, and I can't bring it down because I wanted to bring it down. There's that big new root there, extending down on the RLC Hey Song TMU. There we go. I'll take you around again into this area. I just want to bring this one down from, this is the Laelia rubescens. There's that latest growth there, and I'm sure there's something coming there, but what it is I have no idea, but it's definitely extending. There's the root, you see. This is due to be watered today, so I'm really thrilled with that one. And the one here, which is the Sergio Aria, yeah, Yukusuku story. You remember me saying? I don't know if it's going to allow me to give you a view of that one. Will it focus in there? So there's definitely something happening there. And let's just have a quick look at the Sideria japonica. Ooh, look at that. That's definitely extended every day. And it just sits up here in the window. You find the right spot, and that's been half my battle, is trying to decide which particular area suits them best. And once you find the sweet spot, try and leave them alone, she says, after moving my orchids. I don't know how many times over the years, but I've got the chair here now, so I'm a little bit restricted. And I'll just finish off on the lovely Cattleya Walkeriana that I've got mounted here. So, no more ado then. Thank you for joining me once again, and I'll be back shortly. Bye bye now.